All right, on Blitz, we have Coach David Adcock of the Rabun County Cats. First of all, Coach, thank you so much for allowing me to come out here and talk about your basketball team. You've done a phenomenal job the last few years of just elevating the bar of this program. And, I know some people would just flat out look at your record right now, 1-3 in the first 4 games. But, everyone that knows, everyone has to share athletes. And so you guys aren't really full strength yet, but talk about sort of what you're learning about your team early on despite those bumps in the road.
The main thing with us right now is just making sure we're getting better every day. Bumps in the road, we were young. Any given night, we've started a freshman every single night. Started 2 sophomores on more than one occasion this year. It's just giving those younger guys the ability to step on the court and get experience they haven't had in the past. And not only those, we've had some seniors that are playing this year that also have not got a bunch of varsity experience in the past, but they've stepped up. Trent Thompson's averaging like 11.7 rebounds a game. He's just done a good job coming in and just doing his job, and it's giving these younger kids and the guys who have not had experience in the past the ability just to step on the court and do things they haven't been able to do before.
Yeah, that's always the thing I like to see is those guys who probably wouldn't get a shot right away if you had all your talent on the floor. But how long usually does it take for you to kind of feel like you guys are finally full strength?
I got some stats I was going to go over with the boys the day before our game, but in the past, 6 years since I've been the head coach here, through our first 13 games of the season, our record is something like 25-49.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point forward, for the remaining part of the season, we're 54-50. So it's just one of those things where it takes about 2 to 3 weeks, which unfortunately in basketball, 2 to 3 weeks turns into 9 to 10 games, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So it usually takes right around 10 to 12 games to get everybody back on the same page. We did have Cooper this summer. Jack was not with us this summer, so like Jack and Reed, who was starting for us right now, have legitimately never been on a basketball court together until our first practice last Monday. So it's just one of those things, and you know how basketball is. Basketball is a sport that takes time just to build that camaraderie, build that chemistry on the court, and just know what you need to do. So it's going to take a couple of weeks in order for us to get to where we need to go to. And I did not do us any favors with our schedule.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of the schedule, you played in the Hardwood Classic at Piedmont, which is a pretty cool tournament to be in and kind of gives that playoff atmosphere as well. And, I know it wasn't the ending you wanted in the double overtime loss, but being able to come back from 20, again, not full strength with a lot of younger guys, man, that would be pretty exciting. What did you learn about your team in that?
Main thing was that we didn't make layups that game. We should have. That's the game that I felt like we should have been in. Throughout the entirety of the game, we went 9 for 43 from 2, which is absolutely atrocious. But the fact that we were down by 22 points halfway through the third quarter, and then we found a way to battle back. We hit 7 out of 10 threes down the stretch, which gave us the ability to make the comeback. And then I was just proud of the way the kids battled all the way through the double overtime. We actually finished with 4 kids on the court.
Yeah.
Which was another thing. We took 8 kids to play. We had 4 foul outs, so we ended up playing the game with 4 kids.
That's awesome. And against a really good team, too.
Union County's a heck of a ball team.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about Huey Blaylock. He's just emerged right off the bat this year, and we saw it last year. Just his ability to make the right passes and the court vision that we talk about, ball handling. How special of a talent is he to have at the point guard position?
I say this to everybody. I have this question asked many times. The thing with Huey that makes him so special is just how much time he puts into it.
Mm-hmm.
The kid lives in a gym. He's in a gym 3 to 4 hours a day, every day. Hence the reason why he shoots the ball so early. And he has to overcome a lot with the fact of just his size. But at the same time, he's able to overcome it, and just not only with his ability to score and put the ball in the hole, but also with just the way he leads by example. He's a coach on the court. If he's out there, if something happens, he's telling players, like especially our younger guys, what they did wrong and making sure they're in the right spot. So it's good to have one of those out there, especially and that's the point guard's job. He's a true point guard in the sense of he's making sure everybody's where they need to be. And he's also doing a heck of a job scoring 23.5 points per game right now, and still getting his 6.8 assists.
Yeah.
There's a 7 assist game.
And I know you don't want to put the cart before the horse, but when you got Jack Hood back, you got Cooper Welch back, and you got Blaylock, and you got several guys that are up-and-coming talents, how excited are you about what's possibly in store for this season?
We have a chance to do some really special things this year, which was, like I tell everybody, our classification's no joke. When we make the Sweet 16, we better be ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we make the Sweet 16, there's going to be 4 teams coming out of Region 6.
Yeah.
We don't have to beat one of them, and I don't care who it is. Last year, we ran into Kings Ridge. It was the 4 seed out of Region 6, and they won a state title.
Right, 4 seed that was ranked in the top 5, I think.
Top 5 and won a state championship.
Yeah.
So, the good thing of getting Cooper and Jack back is they bring back that toughness that football does instill in them, and not only that, but just the leadership qualities and the ability to just step out there because they've been in the situations that these young guys have not been in before, and they can teach them, and not only teach them through what they do on the court at practice, but also what they do on the court in the game. And they can also, as we're going through any bumps and bruises along the way, they can just be there to just say, hey, look, this is what's coming, this is what to expect, and just help them jump over those obstacles as they come. But with that being said, I really feel like we have a chance to do some special things this year. I do not care about winning games in November, December. I could care less.
Yeah.
You know, nobody cares. Nobody's going to remember a game that you won in December, but they're going to remember the games that you win in February and March.
That's definitely true.
And that's the main thing that I try to instill in our kids is just get better every single day of practice, get better every single game we play. And as long as we're doing that by February and March, we're going to be a very hard team to beat.
Absolutely.
That's where we're at in February and March. I could care less what our record is.
Yep. I got a good feeling about this season for you. Wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thank you,
so
Coach.
much for everything.